Hello, welcome to the video notes for lesson 12-4. This begins on page 21 in your notes packet. These are word problems, just like the last lesson, but this time we're dealing with three-dimensional figures. So, the learning targets for this lesson, I can solve real-world three-dimensional problems using the Pythagorean theorem. Now, on page 21, there is actually a very interesting information about pyramids of Giza. So these are the Egyptian pyramids, and you've probably read about. I found the interesting facts to be, interesting, because when you think about the pyramids, you have to always remember that this is so long ago. It was before the times of modern technology and equipment. So to be building these great massive structures without the use of modern equipment must have been unbelievably difficult, and yet they still did it. Okay, so actually our lesson begins on page 22. And we have two examples. We're going to work through the two examples together. This video is actually probably not going to be very long at all because everything that we're going to do should make sense. Now, the first problem, the Great Pyramid is a square pyramid to nearest hundredth. What is the slant height of the Great Pyramid? Now, there's a couple things that I want to point out. First, so we're finding the slant height. That is right here. They're using the variable, that's a lowercase l, I know it's hard to see. They give us some information. So, we have the height of the pyramid. The pyramid is 147 meters. And you'll notice in the picture, they've dotted out this part right here that looks like a right triangle. And then we have this picture of a right triangle right here, which is supposed to represent that. So we have our height, which is 147 meters. And then we have this distance here, which they say is 115 meters. Now, how did they get that 115 meters? Well, they got that by taking the total distance across and dividing by 2. And the reason why they do that is because this distance from here to here is only halfway. This is a square pyramid. That means the base of the pyramid is a square. So to get that 115, remember a square, all four sides are the same. So this distance across the middle here is also the same. It's 230 meters. Divide that by 2, that's where the 115 comes from. So we're trying to find this right here. So basically I have my A, I have my B, I need my C. Alright, so let's go ahead and not waste any time, get right to it. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Plug in the 147, plug in the 115, we are going to get a very, oh yeah, by the way, don't forget we're rounding to the nearest hundredth. 147 squared plus 115 squared, you will definitely need a calculator for this. When you find those, you get 21,609 plus 13,225 equals C squared. Add those together. When you do, you get 34,834. And we need to take the square root of that to find our missing slant height. So C equals, the square root of that number is a very large number, 186.63868 and it keeps on going, so I'll put a dot, dot, dot. That's what it equals. Now I need to round to the nearest hundredth, so I'm going to put C squiggly equals, or about 186, and this number is in the hundredths value, so 186.64 meters. There's my answer. Now, it's a word problem, so I'm going to answer it with a quick sentence here. The slant height of the Great Pyramid is about, remember we're going to use about because it's not exact, 186.64 meters. Okay, first problem done. Not too bad. Should make a lot of sense. Okay, I'm going to clear the screen, so if you need to copy any more of this down, pause the video. Now we're at the bottom. The entrance of the Louvre Museum in Paris, hopefully some of you have heard of this, France, is a square pyramid. Again, we have another square pyramid. So nearest 10th, what is the height of the pyramid? So I don't know my height. We're going to be rounding to the nearest 10th. We're trying to find the height of the pyramid. That's this distance right here. Now, you'll notice they give us this distance, but we need this distance. Remember, it's a square, so in order to get this number, we divide by 2, and that's how we're going to get that. Now, I'll use the cutout of the right triangle right here to work with. So I don't know this side. I can find the bottom by dividing 35.4 by 2, and I get 17.7 meters. I know the slant height is 27.9 meters, but I don't know this. So, A equals this, B equals this, C equals this. If you're not sure why this is C, well, it's the longest side and it's across from the right angle. Remember those facts about the hypotenuse. Alright, so we use A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Plug in your values, 17.7 squared plus B squared equals 27.9 squared. I apologize if my handwriting's getting a little sloppy. So we have 313.29 plus B squared equals 778.41. Now I'll subtract that 313.29 from both sides. Yes, you will definitely need a calculator for this task. B squared equals 465 and 1200. Now I take the square roots, and I get B is equal to 21.5664 dot dot dot. Now I need it to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to round it. So B is about 21.6 meters. There's my answer. But remember, I need to answer this as a sentence. So the height of the pyramid is about the height of the pyramid is about 21.6 meters. Remember, we use about because we rounded our answer. Okay, so there was two examples to help you. There's a couple more problems over on page 23 you need to do on your own. The parts are labeled. Remember, if they don't tell you this distance from the center to the edge, you have to take this side length and divide it by 2. Question 2 will be a little more of a challenge, so we'll see if you can figure it out. If you want, draw a cutout of the right triangle off to the side to help you visualize it better. And the answers are at the bottom, so you can check your work when you're done. That's it for this video. If you had any trouble, go back and rewatch it, or come and see me for help. Good luck, and we'll see you in math.